do the El Paso Comic Con one.
All right. Listo. Okay. Ready? Sure. And another edition of Talk Nerdy to Me begins now, mother truckers. I'm Jack Lutz, host of EPCON. This here is Troy Stegner. What do you do?
Own it, run it.
He owns it. He runs
Pay
it.
for it.
He pays for it. He pays me in autographs. In autographs. Let's talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time. And a lot of people on certain pages have wanted to talk about. We may go into overtime on this topic, but that's good. I think we
Split into two.
I think we owe it to people that have gone to these conventions that have felt alienated, that have felt left out, that felt that it hasn't been up to par. And some people have loved it, some people have sworn by it, some people have stuck by it through thick and thin.
They are some passionate fans
And
for El Paso Comic Con.
absolutely. Let's talk about the El Paso Comic Con.
Comic-Con is a multi-genre pop culture event where everybody comes together to celebrate comic book related, not really just comic book related, but pretty much anything nerdy. It's just an event that brings all that together. Las Cruces Con was really successful, even though the first year we started it, Las Cruces is a much smaller town than El Paso. So there were some people who were naysayers and told us we were going to go bankrupt, nobody's going to show up. They told us to only expect about 500 people. That first year, according to the convention center numbers, we had over 5,000 attendees. So I think people are looking for an event like that. This is our first year. We bought the rights to do business as El Paso Comic Con in El Paso, Texas, and we bought all the social media associated with that event. The prior owner started out, the con started kind of small. He started in a hotel. They moved to the convention center. Then he started having some issues with paying celebrities and paying other entities around town.
What I heard happened with EPCON was bad. It was bad. And I remember hearing an interview on a radio station in El Paso. They interviewed the previous owner, Julian, and he was defending the ticket prices, the spike in prices. He was defending why he couldn't pay certain people and why certain drama happened. It didn't sit well with a lot of El Pasoans and a lot of Las Crucens after that interview took place.
When I went to Julian's con, when it was his, I actually felt that I was at a con from out of town. I applaud him, first of all, for attempting to do something for this town. But I think he was in over his head. I just think he didn't know what he was doing. There was hearsay about, guest artists not being paid, being mistreated. It's too bad that happened. I'm glad that we have it again. I'm glad that EPCON's back. Hopefully we can learn from the past and move forward and do it right this time.
A lot of burnt bridges there. It got to the point in 2014, I believe, said, I'm closing down El Paso Comic Con indefinitely. That was right after we just finished our first Las Cruces Comic Con, which went over pretty well. And we saw him closing El Paso Comic Con as a huge missed opportunity. The city, El Paso, is the 19th largest city in the U.S. It's larger than Albuquerque. It's larger than Denver. Both of those cities have cons with 40,000 plus attendees. El Paso, on a good con, was pulling 3,000 in the hotels. There's no reason why El Paso Comic Con can't grow into something as big or not, maybe even bigger than Albuquerque or Denver.
When EPCON first came about 5-6 years ago, it was a big deal. But I remember when I went, because that was my first convention here, there wasn't that many people. El Paso Community, we're such a machismo, we're too cool for things. So when a convention comes, I always hear people, that's gonna be lame, that's where losers go, whatever. El Paso's pretty tough.
Size of El Paso, that's not counting Juarez. We have a lot of fans in Juarez. I get contacted every day from Juarez that they want to come over to the El Paso Comic Con. So if you count them in, El Paso is pretty high on the population. Challenge on creating and starting a Comic-Con is if you're starting from scratch, there's nothing there. You have to build up the hype. You have to get the right guests. You have to get make sure you schedule the panels that people want to listen to. The biggest thing with advertising, you have to make the people know about it. There's still a lot of people who are not aware of El Paso Comic-Con, and it's been going on for several years before we took over.
It has the Tricky Falls after our nerd race. And you have full access to the whole convention center. It's really a lot of fun. You can dress up and be very cool. And you can have a free shiny thing. Glow sticks! Oh, I love the green. It looks beautiful on you.
I believe that venue is a real important part of an event. Like in real estate, location. The convention center is built for these type of events. They have the staff there in place to run these events. So just being in the convention center, not only are you downtown in the center of everything, but you have the city behind it through downtown, because they want more people coming to El Paso and visiting their downtown district also.
I think that's where Hall B starts, so it'll be all of this. Going to be set up, all the way across here. This is Hall B and C, which is what we have for this year. The back corner over where you see the 3 sets of double doors is where the green room will be, where we came up the steps.
I'm hurt.
You'll get over it.
Look, I can put nothing in here now. That's just a really expensive party for myself.
We're going to start over clean. This is going to be EPCON 1A. This is going to be what it's meant to be. It's going to be something fun. It's going to be something exciting. It's not a question of if we're going to do a good job. It's a question of how well of a job we're going to do.
What I believe, it's the people, it's the El Paso community that have to support it. And good or bad, us as El Pasoans have to support. Because if we don't support, then nothing's going to become big. We have to support our artists. We have to support our conventions, anything that we get. And without that, then things will fail. We'll never get what we want.
The only thing I would want to tell people, the previous owner, anything that has his name attached to it, throw it away. Because 2016 is the first year we're doing it, and we're going to make El Paso Comic Con bigger and better each year that we do it. I want El Paso Comic Con to be known, so when people say, they travel somewhere, oh, where are you from? Well, I'm from El Paso. Oh, that's where they have that big con, right? Didn't you guys just have so-and-so there? And something like that the people can get behind and the city can get behind it. I think it's going to be tremendous how much support El Paso Comic Con already has, and when it gets bigger, we're going to get even more support from outside the city.
We got this. We got this. If I get one more vendor going, why do I have to have a wristband?
Is there anything on that?
busy. What can I do for you?
Okay.
I know, Troy. Hey, listen. I have a very unhappy client.
Okay.
What's the issue?
Western Tech doesn't like their location.
How do you not like the location?
That's what I told her. I said, everybody.
Are you serious?
They want all their stuff together. So why don't we just tear down the info booth and we'll put the freaking car in the info booth right across from their Hummer, and then they can have everything together.
Louis said it would fit through the doors.
Mm-hmm. Well, it doesn't.
Tell her to call her back.
Okay, yeah, like I said, the convention center told us the Hummer would fit in here, but when they got here, obviously their measurements were wrong, so we couldn't get it into the lobby.
Would you like to do that?
I'm tired of the last minute stuff, the changes, they're never happy. That's not a problem, we can take care of that.
I don't need this in my life. I have to break down booths. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, that's prime location. I don't understand.
You know, if they don't want that location, I will sell it to somebody.
For the Paso Comic Con, yes. My name is Christina Gonzalez. I'm also known as Christina Dark, and I'm a professional cosplayer. My role at a comic book convention is basically an entertainer, and to encourage people to have fun. It's almost like promoting the convention itself. When I cosplay as a character, I like to put a lot of myself in the character. When I make a costume, sometimes I like to add pieces of myself that the actual character wouldn't have, something that adds my personality into it. It's so fun cosplaying because you could be anybody that you want to be. And I'm not saying it's bad to be yourself. It's always, be happy being yourself, but it's this thrill, it's this ecstasy of being someone else, you know, living your favorite superhero. If I could be Batman in real life, I would love to be Batman, not Batgirl. But like cosplaying as Catwoman, it's just you feel sexy, you feel confident, you know you're not you. The comic book world is more male dominant, but it's starting to become more female dominant. You're starting to have a lot of female cosplayers coming out to become professional or not. And it's great seeing that because people would think, well, that's a boy thing. Well, it doesn't have to be a boy thing. It could be a girl thing too. I mean, I started liking Batman when I was 6. Now I dress up my Barbie dolls and make Batman costumes for them. My message to women is to do it. It is fun, it is exciting. Be whatever you want, do whatever you want, and be confident and be very shameless with it.
Host of EPCON reporting for duty.
I'm so special.
How are you?
How are you? Good.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's do this. My involvement with EPCON started with Troy Stegner, of course, and he first approached me to be the host of Las Cruces Comic Con the past 2 years, and we had so much fun doing it, and you know, he had so much fun paying me. Now, when Troy got involved with EPCON and when him and his wife ended up becoming in charge with El Paso Comic Con, again, he asked me, he said, dude, do you want to do EPCON? Not even hesitating. I said, sure, of course I want to be a part of EPCON and bring it back to its, what it can really be and what it can really mean to the city of El Paso.
We need to let them know. Jack, I'm freaking depending on you on this.
As well as you should. I've never let you down.
Oh, God.
I have never let you down.
Oh, God.
Never once have I let you down.
Oh, God.
Never once. Most excited to see people showing up. I'm most excited to see people interact with one another. But I'm really getting giddy to see everybody show up and bring out their inner geek, to bring out their inner nerd proudly at this convention. It's going to happen.
We're closing here at 9, so we'll make the announcement 15 minutes out. Finish up any purchases or transactions you may be doing. We're going to be closing. They're going to get everybody out of the convention center, lock it up. We're going to remind everybody to go over to Tricky Falls. It's a free rave. It'd be crazy not to go. So we're going to get everybody over there and party until they kick us out of Tricky Falls.
I thought it was a drop. Why is that?
Because you never know if they pan out.
I mean, like, maybe if we decide to do it again, and I'm saying maybe, but
I'm not sure about that.
What I'd say,
can I have some, what kind of rub?
to meet with you.
What kind of rub do you have?
I don't know,
What
just
kind of
like,
rub do you have up here?
some brainstorming, okay? Even for myself, it is so hard to like, but usually, once you're gonna get favorable press, and once you get that, people will start like, oh my God, they'll make that connection. But we'll keep in touch, okay? And like I said, I'll be downstairs if you need anything at all, okay? Thank you.
Fine.
So disappointing. It's disappointing. El Paso. It's supposed to be my one. Where are all the people?
I don't know.
Why is it so freaking dead?
Don't know.
It's dead here. Instead of the rise of the con, we can always call it the documentary The Fall of the Con.
Thanks for EPCON. It is amazing. It's blown up.
I think that it's a lot more than we expected.
It's huge, it's big, a lot of artists, a lot of vendors, a lot of guests, a lot of people.
The preview night was awesome. It gave us a really good thermometer of what to expect today, and today's just been epic.
Friday night preview, there was a line. I've never seen a line at a Friday night preview, so.
Troy and Angela outdid themselves. A lot of people of, this is the coolest thing, I'm completely nerding out.
I think it was like one of the things like El Paso wanted it, and now they got it.
I see that there hasn't been any notable drama.
Watch this. Don't go anywhere.
And if there is any kind of drama, they're keeping it concealed so that it won't come out to the community.
We've been waiting for quite some time. But, you know, it's okay. We understand. We're hoping Mr. West and Comic Con would do right by us, you know.
There are just some things about a convention that the community should know
And I
about.
said, it doesn't say on here that it's part of that. It said you can, okay?
Print it out so you can.
So you can get it autographed. And they're already starting.
They
They're
read
like,
what they want to read.
And if there are any kind of internal problems, unless it gets that bad where it needs to be addressed, it's really none of anybody else's business.
okay, Adam West and Bird Ward are coming back to sign. Because you got a picture does not include an autograph. However, it is an additional fee for an autograph. So autographs are 80, VIP first. Okay? Thank you guys.
Okay, do you understand?
Well, we do now after like being here forever.
Don't worry about that.
It's not. It's just so disorganized. They told us many things.
No, it's not disorganized.
No, it really is. I've been to many of these things, and they are.
Okay,
they are.
well,
Don't try to
this
lie to
is-
all of us.
No, let me just tell you, sir. Either keep
I don't
it
want
down.
you to lie to us, dude. You guys have been lying
It's not
to us
lying
for 3
to you,
hours.
sir.
You
It's
are.
not lying to
They
you.
pulled us out of an hour
Okay.
line, said we go pay $100 and we get a sign.
Easy, easy.
Okay, that's not
easy.
right. I've been to many of these.
Okay, sir. Just easy.
That's all you're gonna need, something that you
Guys, there's no video cameras here.
I can't believe it's been 32 years, and actually, Courtney and I did, we do about 12 or 13 shows a year, and the 30th anniversary we did, I think almost 25 shows. It was fantastic. And what was crazy is that after 30 years, now 32 years, that I'm still up here talking to you fine folks about turtles. It's crazy, I can't believe it. And we wouldn't have had any of the success that we've had. We could not have had all the great times and the great travels and the great adventures of the Turtles without you guys being the most awesome fans that you are. So I just want to thank you again. Really, you guys are giving me the best job ever. So when did it all begin? Let's do a little time travel.
One of these past conventions, I've met Eastman before. I can't remember what year it was, but I believe it was the San Diego Comic Con, and I had drawn up some pictures of the Turtles, and he really liked them. And he told me that at that time they were doing an anthology, and he told me, turn in the pages, send me some pages, and I'll publish whatever story you're doing it. Because I came up with a little nightmare scenario story that I had come up with, and he told me, just send it in, and we'll publish it. And I was just kind of in shock, and like, really? I was like, you will? He goes, yeah, and I was so excited. I was so excited that I got artist block. I could not produce because I wanted it to be so perfect that I got stumped. I got stumped, and I know he's not going to remember me now.
Oh, he probably will.
But I'm looking forward to meeting him, and hopefully have this print done. So you can see that I draw a pretty mean turtle, hopefully. And then, I could reintroduce myself to him and tell him that story and see if he remembers and see where it goes from there. I'm busy. It's like, it's insane. And you come here often?
Just for Kevin Eastman.
Yeah, we met a long time ago.
Oh, yeah?
Back in the day, and I've been a big turtle fan forever. Let me show you this. I did this little cover for IDW was throwing a contest to do a variant cover for, what is it, Zombie Comics?
Yeah, Zombie Comics in Albuquerque.
It didn't go through, but everybody likes the turtles that I did, so I just put it. Thank you. And I know you should get the black and white of this one.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
Well, this is the color version, but I just want to give it to you. I don't know. I mean, this is reverse. So what did you say? Well. Like, I knew he wouldn't remember who I was because he meets thousands of people, but he accepted my print. He thought it was awesome, so wow, that's cool.
Good, yeah.
But tomorrow I'm going to come and talk to him some more. I could tell he was a little nervous because of the long ass line. So tomorrow I'll talk to him. Now we know each other again, hopefully. Maybe he'll come see me at my table. But I don't know. Let's see how it goes. It was nice to see you. So it was a good con. And networked a lot, and the more we do, the more we sell. I can't wait for next year.
My fear a little bit was that it wasn't gonna be packed, be popular because of what happened before. And experiencing this weekend was just the opposite of that. And it was great. Everybody was having fun. It was packed. There was something to do. I'm proud. I'm proud of our people here. I'm proud of Troy and Angela. I really can't wait for next year. So it was really great. So thank you guys.
Here's how I see it. A convention is like a show. It's like a theatrical performance. You've got the staff who are basically like the stage managers, the props, and the costume designers. You've got the volunteers who kind of help it along as well. The true performers are your comic book artists, your vendors, your cosplayers. It's just this giant collective. And every time a convention happens each year, for me, it feels like a giant family reunion. I was very, displeased. I had disdain with the convention, and seeing this convention in a completely new light as it's been retooled from the ashes, just arise like the phoenix. Now is the time to be the nerd. Now is the time to be the geek and the dork. I personally am an advocate for unity in our community, because you can't spell community without unity. And as I've said before, I personally have faith that both Stegner, Potter, and their family could make this once great event great again.
edition of Talk Nerdy to Me, your EPCON edition special episode.
I believe most people were pretty happy with the way it turned out.
Good. Most meaning 95%.
Looking at ticket sales and everything, it was probably between 10 and 15,000 on attendance.
So you did better than you thought.
Better than expected.
Success. Better than expected.
Most of this was funded out of our own savings. So there was that stress that if it doesn't do well, our savings is gone.
There will be an EPCON 2017. You heard it. So with that said, I'm Jack Lutz.
Troy Stegner.
Good night.
Sleep tight.